Today we're going to look at the Pogolab roll-up drum mat. We're going to unbox it, play it, see who it's for, and most importantly, see if you should get one for yourself. Sometimes we just want to play drums, but it's not always possible. They're loud, huge, and cost a lot as well. But this roll-up drum mat is convenient for any time and any place. And any product that can help us drummers practice more consistently, I'm gonna have to take a look at. So the nearest competition to these kind of drum mats is the classic tabletop drum sets, like these ones on the screen. The trouble with those is they're pretty chunky and they cost about 3 times as much as one of these drum mats. So if you're just getting into drumming or you wanna buy someone a super cool gift, this might be perfect for you. Let's have a look what's in the box. So we've got an instruction manual, got some tiny little drumsticks. So these are pretty cool. They're like children's size. They're definitely shorter than normal drumsticks and quite chunky as well. So they might be quite fun to play with. We'll see later. And then we've got the actual drum mat, which is very small, made out of silicone. Looking forward to playing that. We've got a USB cable for charging, I imagine. Then we've got the hi-hat pedal and the bass drum pedal as well. So let's try this thing out. I've just plugged it all in. The pedals go into the back here, and then I've just powered it on and it's running on battery mode. So I haven't charged it or anything and it's still working fine. So I'm excited to try it. Okay, so we got snare, 3 toms, crash, ride, hi-hat, and then obviously hi-hat pedal to lift the hi-hat, and then bass drum. And one thing that I do know about this is if we hit the special button on the top, it switches around the hi-hat and the snare, so you don't have to play crossed sticks. I think it would be too difficult to play crossed sticks on this thing because they're the same height. So you flick the special button and then you can play open-handed. So one of the first things that I noticed with the Pogolab mat is that it's much more simplistic and minimal design. A lot of the competitors, they have a lot of icons and bright colors, so they're very childlike, whereas this one is definitely non-offensive for the adult player. I'm really impressed with the sensitivity of the pads, and you can play quite intricate strokes on them and it seems to pick them up really well. Because the pads are made of silicone, it's great for children because 1, they're waterproof, and 2, you can smash them as hard as you want. You wouldn't want to drop water on the actual speaker, but these pads you can probably wipe clean quite easily. And obviously the fact that they're low noise because they're silicone, and you can plug headphones into the back to make it even quieter. So we've got 5 different drum sets in here. We've got the classic jazz, rock, pop, and then we've got a few sort of electronic sounding kits as well. There's 8 demo songs. The demo songs are a bit weird because they are drum demos, and obviously you can't play along to drum demos. You can learn from them, but you can't play along to them. So kind of what I was expecting was to have drumless tracks that you could play along to, but all is not lost. Because you can connect Bluetooth to your phone, so you can play any songs you want through the speaker and then play along to those as well. So one of the obvious downsides is that the pads aren't touch sensitive. However hard you hit them, however much dynamics you put into your playing, it's still going to play the same volume, which is totally fine if you're a beginner, you're a child, or you're just starting out on drums. But when you get into the intermediate and advanced levels of drumming, you're going to want to include a lot of dynamics in your playing. You do need some sort of table or hard surface to put the drum mat on. So if you're going to put it on a pillow or something like that, it doesn't actually work. It doesn't pick up the sound. So you just need to make sure you've got a table that's the right height, and then you're good to go. I feel like this is really good for learning songs when you're a beginner because I talk about using pads and pillows a lot if you don't have a drum kit at home. But if you have one of these, at least you know that you're hitting the right drums and you're sort of getting a sense of where things are on the drum kit. A really good way to sort of get into drumming and understand what the drums sound like. And then you can start picking them out in the music that you're listening to as well. So the pedals that you get with the drum mat, they're pretty good. You're gonna have to play slightly differently than you do with a bass drum pedal, and they're kind of plasticky, so I don't know how long they would last if you're smashing them to pieces, but so far they've been surprisingly good at triggering the sounds that I've wanted, especially at the slower speeds. If you're going to go really fast, I think you're going to get some double triggers and miss a few beats and things like that. So who is this little rollout drum mat for? I would say beginner drummers that don't have access to a drum kit or an E-kit at home. Anybody that just wants to delve into the world of drums and doesn't really know much about drumming and just wants to hit stuff. I'd love to get one of these for my little nephew, and I wish I had one when I was younger too. I can imagine the amount of parents that buy their kids electric drum kits or acoustic drum kits only to have them played a few times at Christmas or birthdays and then not played after that. If you're worried about that, then this is a great entry level to seeing if they like hitting stuff, if they like playing drums, and then potentially you can move on to the acoustic or the electric kits after that. I think it's just a great entry into the drumming world, and actually I can see myself using this if I'm traveling or I can't make much noise. So who is it not for? It's not for intermediate or professional drummers really, because you haven't got that dynamics that's really important to drumming. I'm genuinely impressed by this piece of kit, and I'm always wary to sort of buy new pieces of plastic from Amazon or online, but I genuinely think this is actually going to help people learn drums and get into drumming, so I'm all for it. And I've put the link in the description below for this exact model if you want to get one. If you like this video, please hit subscribe, and I will take that as a hint to make more videos drum related. Thanks for watching, keep hitting stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.